So you're going to edit that bit out about me talking about a rangaroo so we can talk about the other shit, or
Possibly. We'll see how it goes.
maybe not. Maybe not.
Maybe
Yeah.
not.
Okay.
I actually don't know whether I'm going to edit it or not. I still don't know whether I've got my old employer's password for the Adobe stuff anymore, so I actually don't know whether I'm going to edit it or not. Um, but I do want to talk about the ghosts a bit.
Yes.
Um, not Jumpluff. Jellison is number one on the rankings. Um,
Quite
Drifblim,
rightly so. I mean, in a lot of ways, Jellison is fucking awesome.
yeah. Drifblim's
And in
also
this,
number three,
yes,
and there's not there's not a great deal that beats Ghosts here sort of naturally, logically. The way my head works, there's not much that beats Ghosts here. Um, I think people may fall into the trap of using a Jumpluff, a Dartrix, a Tropius as the ghost counter because the ghost is going to be Jellicent. And I think um, that could leave people very exploited by Drifblim or by Ice Beam themselves. So I was wondering.
yeah. I was going to say it depends on how you run your Jellison. It really depends on how. So, as we joked about with the Devon poster, if you don't know what to do, revert to BB Poke. And yeah, get a grip, Devon. Don't encourage people to do that. Encourage people to have independent thought.
Mm,
For fuck's sake, man. You know what I mean? Max is one of the best players in the world. He don't use PB poke.
no.
He does it off his own. He looks at it and goes, "Oh, I could do this," and that is what we should aspire to be. Um, yeah, but a lot of you, if you're running it off PV poke, you're doing Surf Shadow Ball. Actually, a shitload of the dragons beat you
Mm.
just in the plain ones. We were talking about Gudra before. You know, Gudra can do a hell of a job against her. Even shit like Dramper can absolutely just nail you to the floor. Altaria can absolutely wall through you if you are running Surf Shadow Ball. So that's where, yeah, as Matt said, Ice Beam, um, depending on how you choose to play, and depending on where you feel, I suppose it depends on the way the meta shifts. If you are worried about other ghosts, but a lot of the other ghosts fly, so Ice Beam sort of does a job against them anyway.
Mm.
But you could go double nuke. Do you know what I mean? I think it was Ginger Ninja who says always never bait. Um, so you could go double nuke. But having done The Sims and looked at this, double nuke and Shadow Ball to come out with the same amount of wins. There's a slight bit of variance and things like that. The only one that stands above it is Surf and Ice Beam, mainly because then you are still beating Gyarados. Because the Ice Beams, you want to be hitting it with the Surfs.
Were you saying Surf Ice Beam? Is
Yes.
how you done? Oh, interesting. I haven't considered that.
Surf Ice Beam comes out with 10 wins, 11 draws, and 0 losses. Double Nuke comes out 8-13-0, and Surf Shadow Ball comes out 8-12-1. So
But surely you're then not the psychic counter without. Well, I guess you've got Surf and Stab, but
you've got Surface Stab, and you're doing most of the damage with the hexes.
hmm,
I
And
can't see.
yeah,
interesting.
you can't see Surf.
I spoke to Matt briefly before you rejoined, and the first thing I said to him is Jellison has got the wrong moveset on PV Poke. It's the first thing I said to him. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I believe the double nuke is the way to go. Um, because
Is it
let's
because of the cockroach fair?
no, no, I just you've got a meta stacked out with dragons. You've got Surf, Shadow Ball, and Ice Beam. You're gonna want the Ice Beam for said dragons.
And flyings.
You're
Mm-hmm.
and you're gonna want the Shadow Balls for your psychic types and just general neutral and obviously opposing ghosts. Surf, all right, seems more like of a chip move here. I mean, there are fire types available. I think Charizard's the highest ranked fire type in the meta at 40. And again, I said to Matt, why would you be running Charizard here in a dragon heavy slash water meta and things that can chuck icy winds at you? Because a Shadow Zard does not like an icy wind. I can tell you that. I've been hit by it in GBL. It's 55%.
Okay, but to Dan's point about not having Shadow Ball, like you're switching your Jellicent in on your opponent's Psychic type, they're going to switch out anyway into something that's meant to counter the Jellicent, right? Whether that be an Oranguru, which you need a Surf is your best move versus Oranguru,
Yeah.
whether that be Jumpluff, in which case we're
Just to clarify, you're just fucked against a Rangaroo regardless.
Yeah. I
yeah,
mean,
but
you don't want to be there, do you?
no, but like it's still Surf polishes that to some degree, right? Like
Mm.
um, certainly more so than Ice Beam does. Um, but then if it's not Oranguru, it's Jumpluff or Dodrio, and all of a sudden, Ice Beam is really helpful, particularly against Jumpluff. Probably you could probably throw Surf at Dodrio and be okay. Um, I don't see that. I hadn't given that any thought, but I think I need to. I'm going to consider that for sure because I came into this thinking about Double Ghost and running them both together and using Jelly as the lure for to lure out the counter and then have Drifblim be difficult to beat in the back. Because my question was going to be before Dan raised the idea of Surf and Ice Beam. If you're going to be running Ice Beam Shadow Ball, which is the impression I've been thinking under, am I not better off just running Drifblim and not being weak to the grass moves, and just having Icy Wind rather than Ice Beam?
Yeah, but in your own words, you were going to run both anyway, and they could both make.
No, what I'd say is it is that baitiness, and the Surfs add something. It adds something different. Do you know what I mean? There's an argument if you're going to run Driftblim, why would you not run Mystical Fire and Icy Wind?
No,
Because then you're playing the debuff games at that point. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Your damage is being caused by the hexes. So I don't know. I'm just again really spitballing shit out here for you. You know.
yeah. I think you need the icy wind because you the metaphor of flying and dragons. But I just thought about it. Like I say, if Jellison is running ice and ghost, maybe I should look into Driftblim. But what is there anything that beats Driftblim? And then you can think of that beats Driftblim that doesn't beat.
You do get 22 more wins by running Surf Ice Beam.
Right.
Looking at it against everything in the meta.
I guess Shadow Gyarados is a much better answer to Driftblim than it is to Jellicent because it can afford to go for Aquitails, whereas it can't do that against Jellicent. Yeah, no, any love for any of the Shadow Claw users or Astonish users here?
No.
No.
Oh,
Well,
yeah. I mean, Spice Night. Let's get the Drifloons out. Go double ghost. Have a Drifloon. Have a Drifblim.
No love for no love. Go on, Drew.
No, Shadow Claw losers. I was thinking you like is your versatile kind of as it's always been a bit of a switchblade. You can run it with Dragon Claw. For the dragons, you can run the wild charge for your. Let's be honest, the ghosts here, or should we say the mainstream ghosts, are taking super effective damage from wild charge. If someone's running Shadow Drift Blim, I'll be honest, I haven't got a clue, but let's say it's going to be close to one shot in by the time you get to the move. If hitting it from 100% health, it's going to be goddamn close. And Mew charges pretty quick. Let's not forget that. It is frail, but it does charge pretty rapid. And I think Mew's. I wouldn't say Mew's a meta mon here. I think it's more of a fun mon. You could run it like it's Dan alluded to, Spice Knight with a cranky moveset and have a bit of fun with it. Um, but I think Mew with Shadow Claw could see play. And then you've always got that kind of guessing game. What are they running as their charge moves? You're always
I
shifting
mean,
that first move.
You like it, don't
I'd,
you?
yeah, I do, and I'd run it with Wild Charge and Dragon Claw. Um,
Would I?
yeah, 100%. I definitely think it's got play here. I get and I get Matt saying he's going to run two ghosts. I don't know if everyone will run two ghosts because I see too many normals in this cup, and it's a Devon meta. Normals will be prevalent. I think there is an argument to say that you could run six normal types in this cup. I would not be surprised if Cleo is going to run six normal types in this cup and fuck everyone up with it because that's the guy's sense of humor, really, isn't it? So, yeah,
Humor is a
why the
strong
fuck?
word for that, but okay.
But yeah, and all fair play. Yeah, why not? So I just think there's too many normals to have to. I think you want a ghost, but when you were saying nothing really beats ghosts, there's so much stuff that ghost doesn't really do anything against,
Yeah.
and that brings us back to the surf argument. You know, yeah,
It does, but I think we've got different reasoning on where it brings us back to the Surf, Ice Beam, Shadow Ball. If you just type in normal into the meta,
hmm
I would say 90% of the normal types are not wanting to eat an Ice Beam. There is a
They're all weak to it, apart from Orangaroo and
giraffe.
Raffarig, yeah.
yeah,
So this again, it's another reason which I should have chucked in for the Ice Beam Shadow Ball moveset because your normals are still, getting hit.
mm.
So on the normal subject, let's talk about Orangaroo. I always like Orangaroo when it's available. It's the best Jellicent counter regardless of answer, regardless of its moveset. Any argument against running Orangaroo here, or any big reason you want to run Orangaroo aside from it knobbing Jellicent?
Trailblaze.
Yeah.
It's just the way they've reworked confusion. You get two Trailblazers in, and I'm not being funny. It's just brawling shit. It's just them confusions are like the ocean hitting a pebble. It's just like, it's Drew on the backside of Bonnie Blue. Honestly, it's like,
You
At
Was
least he's
that
able to defend himself. That's
guilty as charged? Oh, Howard just the legend
um,
the legend Kalefnik's just told me that Hypno is the best mon ever, as I gave him a little insight that we mentioned Hypno once or twice. But no, sorry, Dan. Orangaroo is just insane.
yeah,
I think when it got introduced into the game, I don't think anyone realized kind of how good it would be in PvP, and then it was kind of
I did.
it's infiltrating metas, and then like Trailblaze happened, as Dan said. The brutal swing for it, I think, is the best move that it could have been given. I think its moveset is diverse, has a lot of coverage. And I mean, I'm probably wrong, but has anyone ever ran a Rangaroo with a stab move? I don't think it's you have.
Yeah, yeah. Because I have three Great League Orangaroos built. I have one built that I built when it first came out because I knew it was
Oh,
going to be.
sorry, when I say stab, I mean normal. Sorry, I'm referring to it as a normal, not the psychic typing.
Oh,
what normal move?
does it have a
Yawn?
normal move?
Yawn, I was thinking it might have got like a Swift or something back in the day.
No, mate, it knows yawn. I don't think anyone's running it with
No,
yawn.
no, but I knew it was going to be a cool stealth mon, so I built one straight away, the best I had. And then what was the cup that everyone hated that we liked, Dan? Because it was with wild shard users and Licky Tongue and
Oh,
Litleo and
yeah.
Firefly.
Yeah, Firefly.
I used it in that, and I made one that had a confusion breakpoint against Beedrill to stop it from getting to another activator. So I built one for that, and then I built a good IV one since. So I've always been a big Orangaroo fan. Um, but I actually really like the psychic on it because I like the idea of just being able to exploit the fact that people aren't going to shield Orangaroo, shield against it because it's going to be a breaking. Is it breaking swipe? What's the dark move? No, that's the dragon
It's
move. What's the dark move?
yeah, the dark move. It's got brutal swing.
Brutal
It's
swing.
got
That's the
foul
one.
play, and trailblaze, sidekick,
Future sight.
um,
Future
the
sight.
future sight.
Yeah. So
So,
they're not going to shield because it's either brutal swing, which is either going to not do much, or it's going to be winning that matchup anyway, or they're not going to shield because they don't want to shield the first trailblaze. So at that point, I love the idea of getting not a fully stab psychic through, which it now reaches one confusion earlier. So I think I don't think it's quite as simple as Trailblaze as an automatic second.
I don't
mm,
know. I,
I think it is trailblaze because honestly, if you're, it's that ability to. You've got Jellicent and Drifblim. You're immune. You've just switched in your Jellicent. I switch in my Rangaroo. I hit you with Trailblaze. You ain't shielding that because you know you can tank one anyway. And then I hit you with the second one. You come in with your Drifblim. Some of that Drifblim ain't beating me that easily because, as I said, them confusions now are actually doing a lot of damage to you. And it's that ability. It's not the thing you're playing against. It's the thing that you're playing against after
I
that
see what
makes
you're saying.
Trailblaze so good.
Yeah,
and
Um,
it's not like a charm mon of the old days. It's not oppressive from the start, but you're ramping it up over time, and you can quickly, when playing against it, lose kind of concept of exactly what's going on with the damage.
yeah, I only have one Orangaroo, and I built it for Gym Breakers. Was it last cycle?
Uh,
Um, because I just got fed up of being beaten by it. And
it's
that's because I got into the wrong position. They got off two Trailblazers against me, and then no matter what I threw in against it, it was just draining me down. And yeah, I'd beat it eventually, but suddenly you've got 1.5 mons to their 2 mons, and it's just like, ah,
it's
fucker.
it's a really weird like comparison, but I don't know why. But a Rangaroo kind of reminds me of what Fur is today. Like
For it's lost a lot of its luster.
it has, but it's that normal type with the Trailblaze that let's be honest, once you get those Trailblazers off, the sucker punch damage ramps right up and it
Mm,
flip matchups. And I think again with the Trailblaze and the confusion, you're looking at something very similar.
mm,
Um,
So
I think it's gonna be very good here. I think it's a neutral mon. You can chuck
yeah,
it into most things. I'm not saying you're gonna win switch with it, but you could set something up in the back, especially if you've seen all three mons of the
mm,
opponent's team. So it'd be
yeah.
interesting.
So I'm going to come out and I mean, people may have guessed, but I'm going to run around. Like I think it's too good not to run, and I love it. And it's one of those mons that I think is fun, right? So it's going to make this fun. What I've been struggling with is whether I want to run a second psychic type because Orangaroo doesn't. Like I said earlier, I want my psychics to be flyers,
mm.
but the Orangaroo doesn't really do that, especially with Trailblaze.
Would you run it with Mew?
Well, this is the question: is what do you guys want from your non-Orangaroo psychic type? And with that in mind, is there an argument against for anything other than Hypno?
Well, I've got to be honest, Hypno was like the thing I was going to say.
I don't think I could bring myself to run two confusion. I mean, I don't like confusion anyway. I think it's a clumsy move. At the best of times. I think unless you're playing it, well, you know me, I don't play slow. I play quite furiously. I've hit my phone about 50 times, and I've only done one move. Um, you know, fast and hard. Just like Drew with Bonnie Blue. Uh,
It's true.
In his defense, you have to be fast. Like that's
uh, you don't want to be slow. um, yeah, so I don't think I could bring myself to run two confusion users, and I think that would slow down the gameplay. I think it'd take away a lot of the joy from that. For me, what I want from my psychic types is them not to shit the bed and versatility. Um, I know
So
psychic has a bit of neutrality against things, but I kind of like. Well, you've seen my team, Matt. Neither of them do psychic things.
no.
But I'm relying on them to do other things. And because one's so flimsy, the other one has to be so bulky. Um,
I've got a funny feeling. I was going to suggest it is a confusion user that is very, very bulky. Kind of fell out of love with the general Open Great League meta. Mr. Lurgan Rocket and his Cresselia.
mhm.
Now
I like Prep a lot.
that's eligible in the current Gym Breakers meta, and Dan would have seen from the Discord. I considered it early on, but for various reasons didn't have the cojones to run it. I look at a lot of the teams that I've come up against in Gym Breakers since the meta has been like revamped due to the move update, and Cresselia would have actually.
Mm.
And I'm kind of got that conundrum now. Do I just go balls to the wall and say sod it? Cresselia might cost me 5 games across a month.
Cresselia is never going to cost you a game. Cresselia, if you lose a game because of position you're in with Cresselia, you would have lost it with any psychic type.
What charge moves would you run with Cresselia? Because there's an argument here. Do you need grass knot?
See, I see personally, if I was going Cress here, I'd go Psycho Cut, not Confusion, because I'd want to be getting to those Moon Blasts really
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah.
And so I'd go Grass Knot with it as well, just to help against jealousy.
Well, I was just thinking, do you go Aurora Beam?
No, it's a really bad move. It's so bad.
I know it's a bad move, but you are. I'm just thinking you've got flyers and dragons and things.
Yeah, but you've got the bulk to probably because you probably need 2 Moonblasts against the Flyers anyway. And you probably need 2 Aurora Beams against the Flyers, and you've got the bulk to get there.
The
Yeah,
problem with Aurora Beam is, or moves like that, and doing kind of like, move choices like that, it's a one-trick pony. You bring it game one, you chuck the Aurora Beam. Dan, for example, in Gym Breakers recently, remember the Gudra matchup you found yourself in? The
Yeah.
guy, again, it was a
He,
dragon.
he played that Draco. He played that Draco meter against me. He never played. He never got the chance to do it again.
And then because of the Gym Breaker rules, we can communicate with our team partners, etc. Dan could tell Aaron, the guy's running Draco Meteor. I don't think the guy will Gudra against Aaron after that. So it's literally one point out of 6 potential. Whereas if he ran, let's say, Power Whip on the Gudra, because I know Aaron's a Power Whip enthusiast at the moment, he may have picked up 3 or 4 points.
Any Koreans watching this, Aaron doesn't have Power Whip.
I'm not sure if Matt's big in Asia yet.
I think he runs Muddy Water.
Yeah, I don't see. You do see it every now and again. A player will try what Dan's suggesting, like an Aurora Beam moveset. And I just think when you're locked in for a month, like let's be honest, I'm not aware of Devon doing 7 rounders yet. I might be wrong, but if you were stuck in the old Sylph days with a moveset like that for 7 rounds, it's a long month for you. Especially, I'm not saying Cress is an amazing mon here. I think it could be very good, but
I know if we did come across somebody who was running an Aurora Beam, our instant thing would be they're TMing against between rounds.
Yeah.
yeah.
It goes through your mind of like fucking twat head.
Yeah.
I
I ran it once in Gym Breakers to minimize how fucked I was versus Ferrothorn, and even then I was really disappointed in the damage for that. I went in with low expectations and was still disappointed.
Oh, wow. But yeah, I mean, I think you have to kind of go grass knot in
Yeah.
Blast here. Like you say, you've got your grass knot for your jellies and your other part water types, and
Mm,
your grass for your dragons. All right, yeah, you are giving up or shit in the bed versus your ghost types.
mm,
Um, well, I say your ghost types, I mean your drift blims. Um, but if you've got, like I say, Cresselia that can hit back against 70% of the meta and it only has to worry about your drift blim, or let's say, I don't know why I'm saying it, it's probably not the case, but a Rangaroo, things like that that can hit you for super effective dark damage
Mm.
or ghost damage that quickly ramps up, then I think Cress is a great alternative to your Hypno
Yeah.
tip.
yeah, I mean, neither of them want to see a Vesper Queen though, so
Mm.
No, quickly find out looking through the rankings, not much wants to see a Vesper Queen, and anything that you think wants to see a Vesper Queen actually doesn't.
Mm. Recipe Queen's a beast. I'm going to offer you another alternative. I'm going to stick up for Gardevoir
No.
because the fairy subtyping is really handy, and you can go Shadow on it and chunk with the Psychic with the confusions. You retain Shadow Ball to hit your Ghosts back, to hit your Hypnos, to hit your Cresselia. You also have Triple Axle for your Dragons, your Flyers, and to
oh, I
confusions.
totally forgot you had triple axle because I was about to say the problem with Gardevoir is there's no baiting, there's no,
Mm.
and there's no quick moves, there's
I mean,
no.
triple axle's not, I wouldn't consider it a bait in this matter.
No,
No,
but what I'm saying, a spam move then, if
yeah,
you'd like, something that's quicker.
Because triple axle boosts your attack, doesn't it? One or two
yeah,
stages. Is it
one I
one
think.
or one? And I played someone, Dan, I'm sorry if it was you, I think it was you. We played what I think it was a draft tournament, and I ran Mr. Rhyme, and I ran triple ice.
Yeah.
And it was ridiculous. It started ramping up, and I think it won a matchup. It had no right in winning just because of this triple axle boost. And yeah, I mean, I kind of wish Mr. Rhyme was available here, but it's not.
And
Mm.
I think the nice thing about I'm going to channel my inner Drew here.
Oh
You
God.
you don't before Dan says anything about Bonnie Blue. You you need if you've got a shield advantage with it, that's where it's really going to come into play.
There you go.
Um, I don't know any Sims, but what I'm just thinking aloud here is that there are bulky things here in this meta with shield with that put shield pressure on. So you've got things like jump off, which is
Mm.
bulky. You don't necessarily need to shield jump off, but you can hit hard with acrobatics and potentially force a shield. Jealous and Driftblim are the same with Shadow Ball. Hypno doesn't need to shield, but eventually it attacks quick enough that it might pressure a shield out. Although you probably haven't got Hypno on the shield with you probably haven't got Hypno on a team with Cresselia. But then there's the opposite side of the spectrum as well, where you've got your things like the Dodrios um, and your fuck it, Shadow and your Mewtwo's, right? Where, but you can there are things that charge really quickly and hit really hard. And if you can force a shield advantage with something like that, you don't even necessarily need to win that matchup. You can chip it down with Gardevoir and you come in, do your soft loss, and then get a bit of an energy lead, go into your triple axle, and then go right. I think a person that really wants to put time and thought into this, and who is a better player than I am, might have a really interesting time with Gardevoir.
My robot mop's about to go off, so I need to go and pause it. Just 1 second.
I I think Gardevoir's brave. It's brave here.
Yeah, so do I. But is it any braver than Togekiss is really?
Whoa, that's outrageous. Have you used Togekiss since the pack update?
Obviously not. I've not used anything since the Peck update.
Like, he doesn't even have one with Peck as a move.
Right,
because
Matt.
he hasn't got fast TMs.
Matt, log into your game after this call. Just do a set of GBL and just run Togekiss, in any position, and just watch it spark joy with this pack.
Do you want to know the problem? I do have one that is Peck Aura Sphere, but I don't have enough Stardust to second move it.
What?
And if I did, I only have 2 charge gems.
He gave all his Stardup away to his missus.
Yeah, Daniela's playing through Let's Go and was using Graveler. I was heartbroken when I told her she wouldn't be able to evolve it. So when she got to Fuchsia, I powered up a Golem to an appropriate level, traded it over. And so I used a big chunk of my Stardust went
He
on.
didn't think about ringing any of his friends or his friends who have got Pokemon Home who could have said, "Here, just use my home account. She can help herself."
I don't know what Pokemon Home is.
It's that thing that I pay a monthly fucking subscription for so Jackson can fucking steal Pokemon off my Pokemon Go account.
Yeah. I thought once you transferred from Go to Home, you couldn't transfer back.
You can't, but
No, it can't go back to Go, but it can
can't go
go
back to
to
Go.
Let's Go.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
she's
Okay.
playing Let's Go. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, so I used up the last of my Stardust was used up on that Golem and building my Dodrio. So
Do you
yeah,
see his face then when he said building his dojo? That was like pure joy. That was absolute joy.
yeah. Although I'm getting there because there's a bunch of weather. I don't know whether it's just around me, but there's some weather boosted Ordinos at the minute. I don't know whether there's an event going on.
there's an event on at the moment.
When does that
Yeah.
run?
That runs out, I think, Sunday. I'm going to say 8 o'clock-ish local time.
Okay, so maybe I'll get there, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's
Um,
a normal event, so all dinos are. I'm probably seeing about 20 spawns a day just sitting on my ass at home.
are we going to talk about other normal types?
We've got 4 minutes. What do you want to say about the normal types?
Okay. PV Poke's wank.
Yeah.
You don't always believe it. We talked about rock coverage and things like that. There are some really fun normal types out there. So Toucanon, I know they rate Shadow Toucanon as being really good, but Toucanon normal is quite nice. You could even go crazy and fruit with it and run Bullet Seed, just to like front people up. But Rufflet is also out there, and Rufflet does learn Rock Tomb, so you could do Fly Rock Tomb with that, and that would actually be quite good if you had a good Rufflet. Just on normal types there. That's my hot take.
Toucanon, I first thought that as well. But I just thought Rock Blast is such a bad move that and Drill Peck's such a good move is that I don't really need Rock Blast. I'll just Drill Peck something.
Yeah, but Drill Peck isn't doing anything to a Jellicent. It's not really. It's not
neither
really.
is Rock Blast.
It's doing a bit. It's doing more than a Drill Peck.
Yeah, but it's a Drifblim.
The Drifblim well.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not that
It'll
much
do.
more. But then just take Brave Bird off on Dodrio. If you want to do damage on a normal flat, or Noctowl gets Shadow Ball.
I was looking at Noctowl the other day, but I wouldn't go Shadow Ball. I'd go Nightshade.
Oh yeah, I forgot that was a thing now. Yeah.
Okay. I don't think Noctowl's the one, like it hasn't been the one for quite a long time. I think if you're running Noctowl, you're living in the old Glory Sylph days.
No, I don't know. I think Noctowl's got a place here because Noctowl's got a level of bulk that other things doesn't.
True.
I know what you're going to say. Wing attack is no longer the thing it once was. But yeah, I think there's some play in that here. We touched earlier as well on, because we're talking about things that can fly, Jumpluff. For me, Jumpluff, you've got to be going double nuke. I don't think Aerial Ace has a place here at all. I think you want to go Energy Ball, Acrobatics. I would recommend going normal over Shadow, just because everything's so frail here. And I think getting as much bulk as where you can could be advantageous just because there are going to be them bellends who just go, I'm running 3 Dragon Tail users. Fuck you.
I'm going to disagree. I like Shadow with acrobatics, with aerial ace and energy ball, because
Oh,
then the shadow aerial ace is doing enough to two-shot things.
There is like a general jump bluff, and I can't remember what it is, but if you run the shadow, you should be running X move set. If you're running
Hmm.
non-shadow, you should be running the other. And I think that's almost like a set thing with jump bluff. I mean, I've seen it in like gym breakers a lot. There, if someone's running shadow, 9 times out of 10, let's say it's energy ball, aerial ace. If it's the regular, you're running the acrobatics. I think the extra bulk allows you to get to the acrobatics, for example, might get you to the extra one.
mm,
It's some weird and wonderful thing that good players know and I don't. So
mm.
Well, we've got less than a minute left, so that feels like a good place to
Vesper,
leave it. Unless Dan, you've got
Vesper
something really
Queen's
quick.
good. Vesper Queen good.
That's been very good.
Norwegian Slow King is not so good.
No.
Togekiss
Uh,
God.
Togekiss God. Cladle's wank. Don't even bother even trying with it. Sea King, why did they even airdrop it? There's absolutely no point unless someone's got a hard on. Satu's not worth a fucking wank either. Um,
Tricks,